Okay, here we go. All right, welcome everybody to the 15th annual Cypress Charter High School graduation ceremony. I'm very excited to welcome everybody here for this unique celebration of a very unique group of students. So before we get started, I'd like you all to join us in singing of the national anthem. And Soleil Karn, who is a Cypress junior, is going to do the honors for us. Soleil, take it away.
Thank you, Megan. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you so much, Soleil. That was awesome. Woo-hoo!
Of course. Thank you guys for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much. All right. So before we get started, I just wanted to say a few words to a very special group of students. This class is always going to be really close to my heart. Sorry, I knew this was going to happen. So many have come to us with stories of perseverance and just fighting for yourselves and for your friends, and you've lost parents. You've lost friends. And you keep showing up. You're resilient. You're perseverant. And I'm so proud of all of you. And here we are having a graduation ceremony that we wish could be very different. And yet you keep showing up and you're resilient and you persevere and you take care of each other. And we're so proud of you. And we're so proud of how far you've come and what you've accomplished in the face of so much uncertainty and so much loss. And here we are. And so many of you have found yourselves and have found who you are and have leaned on friends for support and love. And I'm just so proud of you. And I want to hug all of you. And it's killing me that you're behind this computer screen and I can't just grab you all and tell you how much I love you and how proud I am of you. So, enough tears for now. We are going to go ahead and move forward. And Rachel is going to share with us some of the scholarships that you have received. So Rachel, take it away.
Well, now you got me crying, Megan.
Hurry, I tried not to.
I also want to say that I am going to miss you guys. I love each and every one of you, and I'm so proud of all of you. You better come visit us. You better come visit us. And I want to hear about all your adventures out in the world, all of you. Okay, scholarships. Lane Ilstra, MCAD Trustee Scholarship, MCAD Winifred and Atherton Bean Leadership Scholarship, Daughters of the American Revolution's Good Citizens Award, Most Important Venture awarded by popular vote at Cabrillo College, and Barbara J. Thompson Scholarship through the Santa Cruz Community Foundation. Caleb Lennon, Equality Scholarship, Lions Club Scholarship, and Northern California Scholarship Foundation. And Rowan Hutchinson, Grinnell Founders Scholarship. Congratulations.
Yay, all right, an impressive group of students we've got this year. Okay, so a few quick words. I want to thank the staff of Cypress High School just for being the all-around amazing, rad human beings that they are, and for just all the extra stuff they've done to try to make this year go smoothly and to support each other and all of us in our academic pursuit. So big shout out to Cypress High School teachers and staff. Molly really made it happen to get all your graduation gear for you. So I want to make sure we acknowledge her as well for being responsible for tracking down all the finery that you find yourself wearing today. And I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Hilton. Many of you may not know that Mr. Hilton is going to be moving on next year. He got an amazing job opportunity at Shoreline Middle School. And he's going to take his talents and his kindness and just his all-around amazing self to work with middle school students. So we're really sorry to see him go, but we're really grateful for the time he spent at Cypress and all that he's brought us and given us. So good luck to you, Mr. Hilton. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Megan. You're the best boss I've ever had.
Thanks. Okay, so next we're going to move on, and I'm going to share with you some recipients of some very special awards at Cypress High School. So our founding principal, Les Forrester, was a real special guy. And when he retired, we decided every year we wanted to honor students that represented some characteristics of his that we thought really made Cypress the special place that it is. So every year we recognize students for their leadership, for their empathy and kindness, and for their humor, because those are some of the pillars that Cypress is built on and what makes us so special. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our scholarship winners, and these awards all come with a $100 scholarship, so you'll be getting a check in the mail if you're one of the students. Okay, so our first Spirit of Cypress recipient is being recognized for kindness and empathy. It's hard to know if this student even recognizes the positive impact they have had on our entire campus. From freshmen to seniors, you'd be hard pressed to find a student who hasn't been on the receiving end of a smile or an acknowledgement, or just that feeling that this student really sees them for who they are, often when others haven't. They support their peers without judgment, often by listening and reminding us to pay close attention to the voices that are not always recognized or heard. This student meets people where they are in the most subtle of ways. Caleb crawls right inside your heart and makes himself at home. We are all better people for having known him and shared these last 4 years. Caleb, congratulations. Give me 1 sec. Yay, Caleb. All right. Our next award goes to a student who exemplifies the saying, lead by example. They are not afraid to have courageous conversations, to stand up for themselves and others, or to shift their thinking when presented with compelling new information. Nowhere was their outstanding leadership more evidence than in ethics bowl meetings and competitions. This student planned, organized, and cajoled her team to victory. A true leader is strong but not rigid, outgoing but not overbearing, and a person who can articulate their position while also modeling it. Ava has demonstrated all of these qualities during her time at Cypress and has stepped up to every challenge with grace and tenacity. Congratulations, Ava Willis. All right. This next student is also going to be recognized for leadership. This student is also an exemplary leader, one who leads with thoughtfulness and conviction. Their leadership at Cypress and in life has prioritized community action and engagement and access to knowledge and information. This student has worked diligently to tell important stories and raise awareness amongst their peers about important issues. And the student is also a teacher. They took a desire to share knowledge and student voice and turned it into a thriving publication that is a gem of the Cypress community. In running and organizing Cypress publications, staff and students were able to see Lane's natural tendency to lead and shine. Most importantly, Lane's attention to equity and highlighting the voices and stories of marginalized persons is truly what makes them a standout as a leader and an exceptional human being. Congratulations, Lane Ilstrup. All right, now we get to humor. Next, I'd like to honor a student for making us all laugh. This student has the uncanny ability to both make us laugh, but also make us feel like we're in on the joke. He is sarcastic, witty, sometimes an oversharer, something about dental procedures, and an amazing conversationalist. This student may not think of himself as a people person, but their jokes and humor draw people in and make them feel a part of something bigger, something special. We'll always remember Sean's amazing collection of funny hats. I think the duck is my all-time fave, but it's hard to choose. But more importantly, we'll remember the laughter and joy Sean brought to school every day. Congratulations, Sean Hamrick. All right, and now we're gonna do a little extra award to recognize a very special senior. And we're calling this the Cypress Legacy Award. So a legacy is something left behind to those who come after you, a contribution to future generations. The legacy that this student will leave behind at Cypress is deep and nuanced. Always ready with a smile and a welcome, this student reached out to other students, new and old. They have continually demonstrated commitment and follow through in ways that are not always typical of a high school student. No offense, high school students. In fact, this commitment and follow through is the only reason we've had a yearbook the last 3 years. Almost single-handedly, Julian has managed deadlines, gathered and created content, and motivated his peers to contribute to this piece of Cypress history. And he did this all with enthusiasm, grace, humbly accepting compliments, all of which show the true legacy of a Cypress student. Someone who is willing to do something not for the credit it gives them, but for the joy it brings to others in the community. So congratulations, Julian, Cypress Legacy. All right, you're sick of hearing me talk. We're gonna hear from some Cypress students now. So first up, we're gonna hear from Lane Ilstrup.
All right, can you guys hear me? Yeah, we're good? Okay, perfect. Hi, everyone. Most of you know me, but my name is Lane. I use they, them pronouns, and I am so honored to be the first speaker today. totally by chance, but all the same. I want to thank all of the teachers and my peers here at Cypress that have brought me new knowledge every single day and have shown me such incredible care in my time here. Also showing me that even though learning is a serious endeavor, methods of learning don't always have to be. I want to thank my partner, Davey, who is also graduating today from Cypress. Your constant love has made a tangible difference in my education and my life. I also want to thank my friends that do not attend Cypress and my family as my extended support network to being here with all of you today. Lastly, I want to give a specific shout out to any extended family members watching this stream who I just came out to last week as non-binary. Thank you for listening to my experiences. Thank you to everybody that I mentioned here and more. It's been an interesting road, one that I'm really glad we've shared. And from here, I wanted to say a few words about why Cypress as a community and a school has meant so much to me. I came here in the middle of sophomore year, having gone to a collegiate charter school for years, seeking out something radically different than its perception and its treatment of students after struggling with my health. What I've appreciated about Cypress is the intentional support of community and our well-being inside and outside of class, and our emphasis on discussion-based learning that allows us as students to both defend and expand our ideas. I was hesitant to leave my last school because I was afraid of not being seen as smart, but it was actually only when I came to Cypress that I felt genuinely engaged and challenged by an English class. Thank you, Miss Nicholson. And only when I came to Cypress that I learned that the designation of smart is meaningless, and education is actually an ongoing process that manifests in our thoughts, actions, and communications. It's a way to approach life constantly with curiosity and multiple contexts. Cypress has challenged me, supported me, and cultivated in me a more nuanced worldview. That is just a tip of my personal iceberg on why I have been proud to be a part of this community for the past few years and to graduate from it today. I will never forget what any of you have given to me and shared with me, and will always really be a Cypress kid. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lane. Next up, we're going to hear from Lee Lofton. Lee, are you there?
Lee is there, but no sound.
Lee, we don't have any sound for you, so let's figure it out.
How about now? Okay. Yes. Okay. I was saying, I just wanted to do some quick thank yous. Thank you to my my entire family, both here and in Louisiana, and all over California and the Central Valley, for having such an emphasis on education growing up, and well, not just education, but loving reading, reading and writing, and just learning about things, because that's something I always kind of took for granted, but that's a very, very cool thing. Thank you to every teacher at Cypress, but especially Miss Nicholson, for showing me, like, sparking my insane love of rhetoric and talking and writing. creatively and, nonfiction, and just kind of sparking that in me. And also Miss Clyde Contini for, showing me how much I love research, how much I love the sciences, something I'd kind of forgotten, but thank you to every teacher. I'm trying not to cry because I'm graduating and it's heart-wrenching and sad. But I guess you can count on me definitely coming back every time I'm around here. So yeah, I had a real kind of conclusion, but yeah.
All right, thank you, Lee. Next up, we'll hear from Jaden Powell.
Oh man, that's a terrible idea. So it's been 4 years. Holy shit. Wait, am I allowed to swear? I'm sorry. So when before Cypress, I was completely homeschooled. This is the first, well, not completely homeschooled, but that's true. I'm graduated. Nobody can stop me. Um, Before Cypress, I was completely homeschooled. And I was really terrified by what high school was going to be like because, I'd seen the movies. I knew I was going to get bullied, I was a weird kid. And coming to Cyprus, I felt a lot of acceptance. I made a lot of friends, maybe not in the first year, but I made a lot of friends ultimately. And I met a lot of people who have become really important to me. So I would like to, oh, hi, Erin. I'd like to thank a few people. I'd like to thank my family for raising me in a way that I guess people enjoy, and for just generally getting me through the hard times. I'd also like to thank Sky for coming into Cyprus with me and helping me get through the last 4 years. Thane for being a asshole and just a generally enjoyable person. And for Ruby for bringing me out of really dark times. So yeah, just generally, I really love you guys, and I would love to come back and hang out sometime, maybe as like an alumni. Maybe you guys want a helper teacher. I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys so much, and thank you for having me.
Awesome, thanks, Jaden. You're like the second or third student that's volunteered to come back as a teacher assistant, so we'll keep that in mind. Okay, next we're going to hear from Danny Davis.
Hi. All right. So a few words of thanks and things. Okay. So words cannot express really how grateful I am for everything. I'm ridiculously grateful and I'm ridiculously lucky for a lot of reasons. First off, I'm lucky to be alive. There's a lot of incidents in my life that could have easily led to me not even being here. So just that is enough. Second, it's really, really nothing short of a miracle that I'm actually graduating on time. Through chaos and what seemed like unfortunate circumstances came a miracle that gave me the opportunity to be able to graduate and get an education and turn my life around. Cypress is my third high school that I've been to. The first two I went through in like the first half of freshman year. Other half, I didn't really go to school. I came to Cypress at the beginning of my sophomore year. I was 3 days out of a residential hospital, and I was just barely a few months sober. Things were really, really hard. I had a lot of struggles, and I had a lot of ground to make up in school too. But here I am today. I'm graduating on time with a real diploma, and next week is going to be my 3-year sober. So, that's really incredible. And Cypress has been there every step of the way. So is my family and my friends. But Cypress really has gone the extra step for everything. All the teachers, Megan and Rachel, even, Molly and Lisa, everyone's really made it possible for me to be where I am today. I really just can't thank you enough. I know I thank you a few times, but I want to give you one last big thanks because this is the last time, Miss Nicholson, you've really, really, really helped me a lot. You've gone the extra mile with me personally. I definitely wouldn't be graduating at all if it wasn't for you. Thank you for your patience and understanding. I'm sorry that I took your classes so many times. But every time you gave me kindness and patience, and really, like, all the way till the end. And you re-sparked an interest I had in books as a kid. And now my book collection's growing, and yeah, I really love my books now. Miss Neer, you've also really given me a lot of understanding, and I've really enjoyed your conversations and just your company. And this last year in math, when I was really struggling, you and Megan sat with me and helped me figure it out. And, I really enjoyed the essay I wrote, actually. And I really enjoyed the math course I took online. It helped me learn a lot. Yeah, I really liked it. But just thank you so much. Okay. Mr. Parker, I have thoroughly enjoyed ruining your day and making you very uncomfortable. It has brought a lot of joy into my life doing that. Thank you for always making me laugh. And just thank you I really enjoyed economics and government. And I really think it's important for me to understand those things for what I want to achieve in life. You made it really fun to learn, and you're just really fun to be around in your class. And I will never forget the day that we matched clothing and I made you bring your green shirt. I'm going to have those photos forever. Okay, Mr. Hilton, I haven't had any classes with you, but I've always crashed your classes, and thank you for never kicking me out. And thank you for always helping me out with whatever I needed, whenever I needed it, whether it's educational stuff or I'm not feeling good, even though you weren't a teacher, you really helped me out. So I appreciate that even more because you didn't have to. And I'm sorry that I was kind of loud and wild with Larkin in your classes, but you're really fun to be around. So, and of course, Megan, you've done so much for our school, and I will never forget the day that you were going to serve the entire school ice cream, but you forgot an ice cream scooper. And so you served the entire school with a big knife. I have a video of it actually with JC, and JC goes, "Look, knife cream." But that just shows how dedicated you are to the school because you served the entire school with that big knife. So that just says a lot right there. And Rachel, you've definitely been my buddy, and I've really enjoyed talking to you. And you've just really helped me out with a lot. I love you. I'm gonna miss you, and I don't know, you guys have really, really gone the extra mile and made my life awesome. And Miss Smith too. I've really enjoyed your classes, and I've really enjoyed your smile and your positive attitude. And you guys have always been there for me. And of course, the teachers that, aren't working at Cypress anymore. Miss Cooper has done a lot for me. Miss Rankin did a lot for me. She was a really, really, I felt like a good friend of mine. And I really enjoyed talking to her, and I miss her a lot. Miss Merrifield, she was really good. She definitely helped me get reacclimated to society, kind of. And Senior Webb, he also took a lot of time and talked to me, and Senior Rossi too. But I'll never forget what you guys have done for me, and just thank you so much. And I've had an awesome time. And, also my friends and family, Jeffrey, definitely, Michaela, running over at 5 a.m. to help me do homework projects. Miss Katie, I also very much enjoyed your AP art class last year. That was really fun. And I'm sorry I didn't finish it, but it definitely gave me a lot more perspective on art and a lot more to work with. And I'm definitely going to pursue things in art. Yeah. And there's just, I worked through a lot, and I feel like I put in a lot of work in, and I'm proud of myself, but I definitely couldn't have done it alone. And, just thank you so much. And here I am today, and yeah, Cypress is just such an amazing place, and I'm so glad this is where I finished high school. And I love you guys. I'm gonna miss you. Okay, sorry that was long. I'm done.
That was perfect. Thank you. I'm going to invest in an ice cream scooper. Okay, next up, we're going to hear from Davey Mobley. Take it away, Davey.
Okay, hopefully people can see and hear me. All right. So lately I've been doing a lot of reflecting on my high school experience, especially as it comes to a close. I've been feeling a lot of excitement to take on the world before me, but there's also a quality of sadness to it. Initially, I found it strange. I'm genuinely excited to begin my life and move forward from high school. Eventually, I arrived at this conclusion. I know I'm ready to graduate from high school, but I don't know if I'm ready to leave Cypress. I can't explain how much Cypress means to me. The school has changed my life in the students, the staff, and the environment that the school fosters. Firstly, the people. I met some of my very closest friends at this school, people who I'm almost certain I'm going to be friends with for the rest of my life. My friends have challenged me, pushed me, and supported me in all areas, and are people I consider myself immensely lucky to know. The students here are so kind and friendly. I have never once felt unwelcome or isolated here. Beyond the other students, the teachers too have made a massive impact on me. I often worry about attending college, knowing that I will no longer spend my classes with the teachers and staff members I've come to know so closely over my time here. Will I be as challenged as I am in Ms. Nicholson's classes? What happens when my friends and I don't have the option to let off some steam by literally throwing an inflatable globe around Mr. Parker's classroom in between classes in our tradition we have succinctly named ball time? Where am I going to be without the support of Rachel when I'm having a rough time? Will it be lonely, walking on a campus without bumping into any of the staff members who I care about so much, and who I know care about me too? At this school, I feel so confident that every single staff member cares about me as a person. They see me for who I am, more than just a grade. Every single lesson I've attended is special and interesting, and it is clear to anyone that the teachers have worked on it with love and care for each and every student. The environment that Cypress fosters has allowed me to flourish. Everyone here is just so kind to one another. I would not have become the person I am today were it not for the positivity, love, and support and every staff member has shown to their students and every student has shown to their peers. Once I had to leave my senior seminar class because I was having an exceptionally hard day. I stepped outside the classroom so I could try to calm myself down. Within 5 minutes, several students had come to my aid seeing I was upset. They were in different grades, and some I had spoken to no more than twice in my entire school career. But despite this difference, despite not being close friends, despite not even being in the same grade, they chose to comfort me. This is just how Cypress is. There's an inherent camaraderie between students, unlike anything I'd ever witnessed before. When I think about my future, it's not a lack of preparation that scares me. I know I'm prepared. I know I'm ready. It's leaving everyone behind. But I'm not really leaving everyone behind, am I? This school changed my life, yes, but beyond that, it changed me on a fundamental level. I was a scared, depressed freshman when I first stepped foot here in April of 2017, a friendless transfer student super late in the year. I'm not that person anymore. I've been shaped into the best person I can be by this school. In a way, Cypress is a part of me now, and it forever will be. I do not leave it behind when I go off to start my future. Instead, I carry it with me every step of the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Davey. Now we'll hear from Zilia Mascalunas.
Wait, okay, I don't know. Wait, I'm here. Can I be heard? Okay, cool. I'm sorry I'm not wearing my gown. I didn't think we had to wear it, but I'm wearing the cap. Um, so I came to Cypress. I actually found out about Cypress when I was 13 years old, and I just knew that it would be such a better school for me than the one that was associated with my middle school. And because I had a lot of academic struggles in middle school, and I still have had academic struggles in high school, but I think Cypress was the right place to come to. And I thank myself, my younger self, for making that choice. And so luckily, my best friend, Rowan, happened to go here too. And we like, after having been separated for like a year and a half in 8th grade, we instantly like clicked again, and I'm so happy that that happened, because he's truly like one of my closest friends on this planet, and he's helped me so much through like thick and thin. And of course the teachers too have been a huge help in my development and learning, even if I've had lots of academic struggles. They always want you to just do what you can, and they'll help you succeed. And I appreciate that so much about Cypress, because, you know, I didn't write anything down, I'm sorry, but like regardless of what your performance looks like on paper, I'm still here with all of you right now, and that means the world to me, because I didn't think I was going to be for a while. And I'm so grateful that everyone did what they could to help me, and everyone, like, they treat you like your success matters. And even if it looks like going straight to a 4-year or going to Cabrillo or not going to school at all, the fact that we're all here and we're graduating is huge and so important. And I was also feeling really sad about like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to like be at school with my friends and my teachers that I know anymore, like Davy said. But we'll always be able to like come back to each other and communicate and like, stay in touch and all that good stuff. And I know that all of us have just as meaningful and happy things in the future. And I'm sure we're all going to find new, beautiful friendships and like teachers at new schools that we'll be able to connect to just as well, hopefully. And yeah, so I especially want to thank Miss Nicholson, because she's always been really like motivating and inspiring and engaged like in her teaching, and has helped me so much with my success here today. And yeah, so, and I'd also like to thank Mr. Parker, because I've always enjoyed his classes, even when I didn't think I was going to like the subject. I really didn't think I was going to like American history or economics, and I did, because he is really engaging and he's a really cool person, and he's good. He's a good teacher. I love you, Mr. Parker. I love you, Miss Nicholson. You guys are wonderful people. And yeah, so I'm just really happy to be here, and I'm really happy to be graduating, and I am going to miss everyone so much. And I'm so proud of all of us. So, yay.
Thank you, Zilia. Okay, before we move on to our next speaker, there's a Cypress tradition that the principal gets to throw something at the graduates, and we've had everything thrown from t-shirts to baseball, sweat towels to candy. So I'm gonna do my part and keep the tradition alive. How was that? It's the best I could do. All right, next time I see you, I'll throw something at you in person. Okay, so I would like to introduce Miss Lindsay Smith. She is our beloved senior seminar world history geography teacher, and she's going to deliver the staff address.
Okay, I'm up. All right. Okay, here. So over the past several days, as I've pondered how to mark this special occasion of your graduation and considered what I wanted to say, the tumultuous state of our communities and our country has continuously pulled at my attention. Between the struggles amidst the global pandemic and the yet again heart-wrenching loss of life at the hands of those in power, I find myself struggling to find solid ground, physically, emotionally, and mentally. And while it is easy perhaps to find oneself feeling lost in the darkness of these trying times, I was reminded by you all that there is much to celebrate and be grateful for in each moment of each day. As the ever-wise Albus Dumbledore said, happiness can be found even in the darkest of times, if one only remembers to turn on the light. And for me, you have been that light. In the last few weeks of senior seminar, the focus on adulting shifted to one on reflecting. We went from learning about credit cards, buying used cars, and repaying student loans, to thinking about what the future holds, what feels scary, and what gives you hope and happiness. As I read through and listened to your responses, I was touched time and again by your ability to find silver linings amid the challenges and excitement for your path ahead. The overwhelming gratitude you shared for your families, mothers, fathers, grandparents, and siblings shined through. While sheltering in place feels limiting in so many ways, several of you spoke about a renewed closeness and appreciation you felt for your loved ones, for their support, time spent together, and cherished memories. Thanks were given to the Cypress community for encouragement during distance learning, for making the most of the end of your senior year, and for continuing to cultivate a sense of community, even from afar. You expressed gratitude for the opportunities to grow, travel, love, and be creative, to work, learn, play music, and laugh. As cliche as it is to say, life is a journey, and you shared your appreciation for the ups and downs, but mostly for the people along for the ride, giving a helping hand, showing the way, and celebrating your successes. Looking ahead to the many things to be hopeful for, spending time with friends in person understandably topped many of your lists. And as the academic pressures of high school lift, many of you are also excited to try new things, explore new hobbies, travel, get out in nature, and foster relationships with family and loved ones. Whether you'll be moving out or staying home, going to college or going to work, you find hope in discovering new ways to be productive, be creative, and be intentional with your time and energy. There is hope in practicing self-care, prioritizing mental health, slowing down, reading, and relaxing over iced coffee. I'm looking forward to hearing your stories as you embark on these many adventures, big and small. Since I asked each of you to share your gratitude and hopes, I thought I would close with mine. I am grateful for each and every one of you and the time we've had together. Your individual contributions to the community that is Cypress are innumerable and invaluable. I'm grateful for your sense of humor, your conviction, your empathy, your motivation, your kindness, and your resiliency. I appreciate your authenticity, your intellect, your work ethic, your courage, and your curiosity. And my hopes. My hope is that you take all of these amazing qualities out into the world with you to bring positive change to your communities, whether here in Santa Cruz or beyond. I hope that you keep learning, listening, and challenging yourselves, that you continue to explore, meet new people, and see the world from new perspectives. I hope that you will be agitators, allies, amplifiers, and activists, striving for equity and justice, and doing the work it takes to make the world a better place. But more than anything, it gives me hope that you all will be the shapers of our future, our leaders, educators, creators, advocates, innovators, artists, counselors, business owners, and community members. I am excited to see what path your journey takes, and I am so, so proud of you today. Congratulations to the class of 2020.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Smith. Okay, we have a few more students to hear from. Next up, we're going to hear from our first salutatorian. And I will say that both our salutatorians this year, it was a tie. Like no, we couldn't pick one over the other. They're both amazing students. They've both been at Cypress all 4 years, well over a 4.0. I don't even remember what the final number was. Truly both very incredible students and human beings. So our first salutatorian will attend Grinnell College in the fall, and that is in Grinnell, Iowa. And we are honored to hear from Rowan Hutchinson. Take it away, Rowan.
Hi. So I have a speech written, but there's a couple of things that I want to add. First off, I don't know if he is still there, but I saw on Ms. Neer's camera running around was Aaron, and I felt it really important to just thank Aaron really quick because Aaron was like my first friend in kindergarten. He like, even if we're not close anymore.
Rowan is giving you a shout out.
I am, because I remember playing Star Wars and Bolt with Aaron when I was 5 and 6 years old. And it's just really amazing that there's someone who's still indirectly in my life who I've known for that long. So yeah, I have my speech here. I didn't really know what to say for this speech. There's nothing that really prepares you, even though I've taken, so many rhetoric classes, analyzed so many speeches, and I don't think anything would prepare you either for being in a video call giving your speech. I think I thought it would be a little bit obligatory to mention shelter in place, but, not very many people mentioned it. So I guess that was my assumption. And, I am pretty upset that I'm probably never going to see my high school staff and classmates ever again, at least in the same situation. And, I think that it's really hard to say whether or not things are okay or not okay. I think people have a tendency to be like, oh, it's okay, when, maybe it really isn't. But I think that that's okay. Like, I think we're all upset or disappointed or missing something, but it's also not my goal to be negative here, because that would not be an accurate reflection of my time at Cypress. I love Cypress so much. Cypress has brought some of the most amazing and happiest times of my life, even when things were hard. I've learned so much and met so many amazing people here, and I'm so eternally grateful for that. I have so many wonderful memories of here that I don't think I can name them all. I remember acting out Almost Maine in freshman year and being really, really excited that I got picked for a part that I wanted to go act up in front of the freshman class. And I remember us, me and Sky, as well as me and Thane and Nana, people who aren't even here anymore, recording all these very ridiculous skits for Spanish class that only we ever thought were funny. We wrote raps about soil. They made no sense, but they were really, really amazing for me. And I remember being in pre-calculus, and we had these group quizzes that we would do about factoring, and no one knew how to factor. Even the people who kind of knew how to factor did not know how to factor. And I remember us all being very upset because we would get, 50% and 25% on those tests, but it was always so much fun. And I remember being in philosophy and arguing back and forth with Keone, who's a junior, and, debating about whether or not he even believes in free will or not, just little memories like that. And I probably didn't explain them well, but those things are going to stick with me for a long time. Cypress has shaped me in a way that does not go away, both in my education and in personality. Much like I find myself thinking about the explanation for how to write conclusions I was taught in freshman year every time I finish an essay, I often find myself speaking or thinking in a way that I think is particularly Cypress. our old page of Cypress quotes, which I advise that parents do not look up, is very long dead. I think we last used it about 1.5 years ago, but I laugh at so many of those like little lines forever. I like to think of them as being immortalized in Cypress canon, because there are just certain things like Ms. Nicholson's little British grandma yelling about her role that are very hilarious to me to this day. I don't think that there's another school where you could get called a utilitarian or a determinist as an insult in philosophy, especially by your teacher, especially when those philosophy feuds would often go 15 minutes past the bell. And I don't think that there's any other school where you could start off your AP microeconomics class playing with a beach ball shaped like a globe or looking like a globe and singing Elton John really out of tune. And I don't think that there's any other school where you could count on your English teacher asking how you're doing every day, and that every day Anna, the junior, will always just say, good. Cypress is very special in so many ways, and it's the best high school experience I could have asked for. And if I knew that I'd have to trade the last few months of my senior year for the rest of high school at Cypress, I wouldn't have made another choice. And in that vein, I want to thank some people who've helped me throughout all 4 years that I've been here. I'd like to thank my teachers, the ones who are here and those who are not. Thank you to Ms. Nicholson, who I'm just going to add a little addendum, always replies to my messages I send her in big, long paragraphs, because I send her big, long paragraphs too. And when I was telling her about my favorite poet who we were reading at the end of AP Lang, she literally bought me all of his odes and sent it to my house, which will still probably make me cry every time I think about it. Thank you to Ms. Rankin. Thank you to Ms. Neer and Ms. Cooper, Mr. Parker and Ms. Smith. Thank you to Ms. Clacontini, Mr. Clegg, Ms. Mort, Mr. Smith, Senor Rossi, Tony, Senora Parker, and Ms. Merrifield. A lot of those teachers aren't here, but a lot of them have impacted me in ways that I will never forget. I have some really fantastic memories. And thank you, obviously, to all of the staff at Cypress, both those who are here still and not. Thank you to Megan and Rachel and Lisa and Molly and Maria. And to every Cypress teacher I haven't had, but who I know has helped me behind the scenes a lot more than I can ever really acknowledge. Even not even behind the scenes sometimes. I would often show up in AP art or hang out in Mr. Hilton's classes. I did softball with Mr. Hilton. And so, you know, those people, those teachers are very special to me too. Those are already like a lot of names, and I want to very nicely and humbly say that I have too many friends at Cypress to list. So I'm going to thank the senior class, who are all so amazing, and I'm so glad to have had as peers throughout the years. I remember being a freshman, and at the end of my freshman year, I really felt like everyone there was like, you know, like we were all very close, we had bonded, and I still feel like that, you know, even if there are students here who have only been here since junior year and stuff, I feel like I really know everyone in my grade. I feel like I at least can have a conversation with them, and a lot of the seniors are some of my best friends. And thank you to all of my underclassmen friends, and I wish you luck throughout high school. I know that Cypress won't be the same, but I'm really going to miss all of you guys so much, and I know that you guys are going to do great. And I'd also like to thank, you know, my fellow Ethics Bowl members, who are also some of my closest friends. Ethics Bowl was probably one of the biggest highlights of high school, and I owe a lot of my love for philosophy to it and to the people who are responsible for running it. And I know it was very disappointing that we didn't get to, you know, go to nationals, but in my mind, we are forever the 2020 national champions, and the other teams didn't stand a chance. And we sweeped, we got 100% 60s. And thank you to everyone else who was in the clubs I've participated in. We worked really hard for a lot of them. And I really do think that they're going to be able to continue on and continue to make an impact on Cypress. And just thank you in general to my friends, both at Cypress and who are not here, who've helped me grow and become the person I am today. You guys all know who you are, and I love you all so much. And thank you to my family who have gotten me to this point in my life and who I owe the world to. And one last special thank you to, I'm gonna cry, I'm sorry, to Jasmine Russell. You were always my best friend, and this is your graduation too. I love you so much. Cypress will always be your home, and Cypress is always going to be my home as well. I hate crying. Leaving Cypress is going to be one of the hardest things I will ever do, and I don't know if I'll ever fully feel like I get closure for senior year. For the past few months, I've wanted nothing more than to just be able to show up at school and have a normal day, to sit through statistics and government and philosophy, and to share summer and college plans and senior seminar, and to talk about an excerpt of a book we'd read in AP Lang, sitting on the yoga balls in room B5 and going back and forth on what it means to be successful. But I am so grateful to have had an experience in high school good enough that I will miss it, and to know that I will always look back on this time with great fondness, and that I'll definitely be coming back to this school to visit, and that my tassel fell off, that you guys are not going to be able to kick me out. I'm definitely going to be here, and I'm definitely going to be annoying, but I am going to come back. I'm so proud to call myself a Cypress graduate, and so thankful for this school and everything it's given me. Thank you.
Boom. Thank you, Rowan. Okay, next up, we're going to hear from salutatorian number 2, who will be attending Stanford University in the fall, Sky Hathaway.
Hi. Okay. Well, it feels really strange right now. Oh, can I be heard? I can? Okay. Yeah. There's this sort of hole in my emotional state, and I'm struggling to find what ought to be there. I prepared for certain emotions to arise as high school came to an end. I was ready for them, excited even. But things are missing. I think it's the sweet part of this bittersweet time. If all was as it should be, there would be melancholy, of course. But there would also be hope and happiness. Bittersweet because I feel bad that this chapter of my life is coming to an end, but I would be happy that I get to start a new one. Maybe it's more a book than a chapter. It ought to be bittersweet because I'm losing touch with all these people I love so dearly, but I should be excited to make new relationships. It should be bittersweet because the comfort of high school is coming to an end, but the freedom of summer and then college would be approaching. And yet, it is just bitter. There will be no freedom in the summer, no partying until the sun rises with the people who I've grown with for the last few years, no making memories all together one last time before we depart on our separate paths. All emotions that come up around college are tinged with anxiety and sadness from the fact that I might not get to start in the fall, and I certainly won't get to move out of my parents' house for a while. It's bittersweet without the sweet. It's just bitter like bad coffee. It's sadness with no resolution, like Game of Thrones. It's pain with no catharsis, like a fatal injury of the heart. However, during this time of being stuck in our homes, I've joined millions of people around the world in taking up baking. And my dear Ava has taught me a thing or two about flavor profiles from her favorite book, Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat. I'll try to return some sweetness to this bitter affair with my newfound cooking skills. But first, you have to enhance the flavor with salt. Salt is something my good friends and I, and surely our teachers as well, who by now are my good friends too, are well acquainted with. I'm speaking, of course, not of sodium chloride, the most important seasoning, but of the generally full banter between us. Most of our insults would make your grands tremble, so I won't share them here. But a few of our best were troglodyte, fat tummy baby, thank you, Keone, utilitarian or Kantian, depending on our mood, just to name a few. I look back at our bickering with fondness, at least to the lighthearted times. It made our relationship stronger and brought us closer. Salt enhances the flavor of our connections, making the sweet parts shine brighter. Next is fat, which carries and creates texture. The fat of my high school life was the humor. So much humor. No joke, my friends and I are the funniest people ever. We make each other cackle until we are in tears. We even make our teachers laugh at things they probably shouldn't. Not a day goes by where I don't miss lounging around during lunch in room 5 and just ourselves laughing. It's a wonder we get any work done together. We magnificently won ethics school through the laughter. Any teacher can attest that it's hard to keep us laughing together. And it is thus that we feel together, we express together, and we love together. The best source of fat is butter. That has nothing to do with my metaphor. It's just true. After fat comes acid, my least favorite flavor, but important nonetheless. Acid is best at work when compared to the flavors we wish to experience. The main role of acid is to juxtapose the sweet and the fatty and the salty. These past years had strong acid. Beyond the playful bickering of young people, there was also the vitriolic anger that only those who deeply care for each other can create. We've fought and we've cried and we've made up too many times to count. Guilt, anguish, pain, and rage are nothing new, but they feel so heightened at this age. The lingering emotion that still remains serves as a gentle reminder of the mistakes of the past and, when seen in comparison, make the happiest moments shine that much better. I will skip the necessary final element of the cooking to add the sweet ingredient to our bittersweet dessert. I felt so much care and kindness and love from my family, friends, and teachers. And no other place have I felt so utterly welcomed and cared for than here. I need to thank my good friends for being so wonderful and fun. I desperately need to thank my teachers for engaging me meaningfully, for helping me construct my academic and personal identity, and for caring for us. I cannot express how much you all mean to me. Lastly, I have to thank my family. I can't scan the crowd for my grandparents, my sister, my extended family have been with me in every chapter of every book ever written of me. And they've given me the space to make myself the person I am today. Possible resentment and inevitable annoyance aside, I wouldn't change a thing about my family or my life with them. Thank you all so much. And now, one final thing is left to complete our dish: heat. Heat represents transformation. Food goes into the oven and comes out entirely different, from soft to firm, from pale to golden brown, from icy to fiery hot. Whether it was a low simmer or a charring blaze, we, the class of 2020, have gone through the fire and flames of life and come out learned young adults, or perhaps just a set of well-baked cranberry scones. Tara Westover called education a metamorphosis, that to be educated is to find, grow, and develop a new self. And I couldn't agree more. Here we are, ready to be flung out of the proverbial frying pan and into the fire of adulthood. As scary as that seems, I speak entirely to my class now. Just remember that you are not who you were 4 years ago, and who you will be in 4 years is not who you are today. Life is fluid and temporary. Cherish it and let it go. Thank you.
Thank you, Sky. All right. Next up, we're going to hear from our valedictorian. This student has also been at Cypress all 4 years, crushed the GPA game, and has been an outstanding leader, like we talked about earlier, of our community. And she'll be attending Reed College in the fall, which is in Portland, Oregon. Ava Willis.
Hi. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling nervous, which is funny to me because I'm literally sitting in a room by myself giving a speech, but you know, it is what it is. So, to be honest, I struggled with deciding what to say for this speech. Knowing I'd be last, I felt obligated to bring it home in some way. But with everything going on, I had no idea what that should even look like. And at the end of it all, I don't know if I even did it justice. Things are intense right now. And lately, I've been feeling really burned out. I think that's a relatable sentiment. It's hard not to feel that way. We're living in an age of constant anxiety. I don't need to tell you all that. We're all living it. We don't even know when we'll be legally permitted to stop self-isolating. There's extreme tension between people and the authorities. And on top of it all, it's one of the most pivotal election years in recent history. Oh, and we're in an economic recession. We're all entering adulthood in a time characterized by insecurity, by fear, by anger. And there's a lot about the future that I'm uncertain about in my own personal life and in the world in general. But there are some things that I am certain about. I'm certain about the gratitude that I feel towards Cypress and the fantastic people who work there. There was not one moment in my 4 years at this school where I did not feel 100% supported in who I am and what I need by the teachers and the staff. I know that students come to Cypress for that very reason, and that is so valuable. How can you expect someone to learn and to grow if they don't even feel respected as a person? And I know everybody else on this call feels the exact same way because everyone who spoke before me said the exact same thing. The teachers at Cypress are just above and beyond. Teachers at Cypress care about their students and their work in a way that teachers at other schools just can't or don't. I need you all to know that that care never, ever went unappreciated. Thank you all for everything from the bottom of my heart. But teachers and administration are only half the picture. We all know that high school students themselves can be a mixed bag, to say the least. But all of you guys, you guys are just so awesome. I love you guys so, so much. You're the best friends I could have possibly asked for. You all are the funniest, the smartest, and the kindest people that I know. And we have had some good fucking times. I miss you guys so much, I can't even stand it. I don't know what things are going to be, things are going to look like going forward for any of us, but I am certain that you guys have made me a better person. And the memories that we share will be special to me for the rest of my life. And I want nothing but the best for all of you. So when I sat down to start writing the speech, I was feeling bitter and I was feeling apathetic. Thinking about the past was really painful. It hurts so badly to think about all the time that we spent together, knowing that it's all ending like this and we'll never have another opportunity to be together the way that we were before. And the idea of giving my graduation speech on a Zoom call was just uninspiring. I wanted so badly to watch each of you go up and walk on stage and receive your diploma and everybody's cheering, everybody else on, and we're all just caught up in the moment, you know. I wanted the ceremony of it all, and we're just not getting that. But it would be doing the last 4 years that I spent at this school a huge disservice if I were to let that ruin this experience. I'm just gonna keep it simple and genuine. Yeah, everything is just a bad situation, but you know what? This has been lovely. I'm feeling good. I have loved seeing all of you guys and hearing everything that you all had to say. You guys are so special to me. You were just so wonderful. Some of the most extraordinary people that I have ever met, and I could not be more proud to be graduating with you. So thank you, and congratulations to us.
Okay, Cypress staff will now announce the names of our graduates. So here we go. Hang on, there we go. Wait a second. Okay, here we go.
Sky Hathaway. Rowan Hutchinson. Zilia Mascalunas.
Lincoln A. Moses.
Hey.
Sean Declan Hamrick.
Audrey Bateness. Lisette Nicole Buendia. Caleb Lennon.
Julian Ray Skyolson. Lane Serto Ilstrip.
Declan Laney. Ray Melgaris.
Wyatt L. Brown.
Yo, Wyatt.
Alyssa A. Meyer.
Lee Lofton. Thane Orion Gwindon.
Alec Orozco. Jaden Powell.
Ava Willis. Jeffrey Ryan Thor Hammernick. Davy Miles Mobley.
Sebastian James Stubblefield. Danielle Davis.
Okay, next up, I'd like to introduce the Superintendent of Santa Cruz County, Dr. Ferris Sabah.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's really a pleasure to be here with all of you and to celebrate this very special moment. You know, when I think about what a lot of our students and families have gone through, or all of our students and families have gone through, especially at Cypress this year, I am in awe of your resiliency and just the how you've been able to come together as a community, as a family, to support each other, and to help each other through these tough times, and do so with so much class. I did want to share that I brought this guy with me because I heard there are several students that are big Pokemon fans, like my kids are, and so I'm joining you in this. And so Pikachu is in the house. Just want to thank you for everything that you do. I've gotten to visit you a few times before the pandemic and started, and was just so inspired by the kindness and the warmth and the love that I feel in the school. And I've said it many times that Cypress High School is a very, very special place. And I'm so glad that we were able to make it part of the County Office of Education family of schools. And I'm just see that your future is so bright. And we are so grateful that we had the opportunity to be a part of your journey. And we just can't wait to see all the amazing things that you will do, help our country heal and grow and make it through these dark times and finding solutions for all the challenges we face. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for inspiring us and reminding us why education is so important and what young people can do every single day. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Ferris, could you say the magic words and certify these kiddos for us?
I would be happy to. And is Johnny on the phone to do his part as well?
Sure I am. Give me just a second.
All right, Johnny, because it's a two-part, there's a two-part series to this, Ms. Chesham.
Okay, you got it. I'm going to do the first part, okay?
All right.
All right. I, Johnny Rice, Senior Director of Alternative Education at the Santa Cruz County Office of Education certify that the students of Cypress High School have successfully completed the prescribed high school course of study set forth by the Santa Cruz County Office of Education and the state of California.
And now by the authority vested in me by the Constitution of California, and upon the recommendation of your amazing faculty for successful completion of the prescribed high school course of study, I confer high school diplomas, and I grant them all rights and privileges thereto. I hereby declare these high school seniors as graduated. Congratulations.
Yay.
And now please move your tassels over from your left to your right. Congratulations, class of 2020. We will never forget you.
Yay!
You did it.
Yay!
Yeah.
Woo, woo,
Sick.
woo, woo. Yay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.